Hey guys, how's it going? Today we're going to talk about the Halo Unreal Engine 5 announcement, which I think was trash, in all honesty. I know that's going to upset some people, but it's like, whatever, dude. I'm just going to be honest with you. If that makes you lose respect for me or whatever, I don't really give a shit. Feel free to leave a dislike and an angry comment. I'm sure it will be farmed for more content on the channel. So, first let's talk about Unreal Engine. Now, personally, I cannot stand Unreal Engine 5. It has gotten to the point where if I see that a game is coming out and it uses Unreal Engine 5, I lose all hype for that game. Unreal Engine 5 has been a nightmare for me to play on no matter what platform I try to play Unreal Engine 5 games on. On console, they almost never reach 60 FPS. I can think of like maybe 2 games that hit 60 FPS on console that use that engine, one of them literally being Fortnite. On Steam Deck, you'd be lucky to have the game playable, like literally half the time you're playing at 20 FPS as if it's a fucking Microsoft PowerPoint. I've tried with 2 different PCs. I've tried with a lower end i7 9700 with a 2070 Super, and even then I had to upscale ultra performance to even get 60 FPS on the majority of games, even the quote-unquote well-optimized ones. And then, being pissed off with that performance, I went out and bought a i9-14900KF with a 4070, and even still, even before my CPU started to degrade, I had issues with Unreal Engine 5 games out of the fucking box. Every other engine ran fine. Unreal Engine 5? No. So maybe after I tell you all that, you can fucking forgive me for being a little bit upset that Halo's gonna move to this engine where it's probably gonna give me nothing but goddamn issues. I'm putting my bets in now. If this game comes out for the Series X and S, it's going to run at 30 FPS, and it's a first-person online competitive shooter. Now, of course, I'm talking about consoles, but a large portion of the Halo player base is on console. And the PC will have its own issues. Like I said before, 13th and 14th gen CPUs can barely even boot up Unreal Engine 5 games, even if they aren't degraded for a lot of people. Like, you gotta downclock it and shit. Unreal Engine 5 games stutter constantly on PC, no matter your build, even on top-end hardware. So it is just a fucking nightmare of an engine to play any game on, and I just avoid it like the fucking bubonic plague. If you've ever wondered why some of your favorite console games recently that came out performed like shit, look into what engine they're using. I guarantee you at least one of those games that you say, hey, this game runs like shit, I guarantee you it uses Unreal Engine 5. Now, I don't know if this is the fault of the developers of this engine or the actual developers of the games themselves, but I'm just pointing out that I've only seen a handful of UE5 games run well on consoles, and even on PC. And it doesn't help that Unreal Engine is more focused on not offending people with the words black and whitelist rather than optimizing their engine. I got a whole video made on this. I know that has nothing to do with their performance, but I fucking love bringing it up, so I'm gonna keep doing it. But I was very glad when I found out that I'm not the only person who has this feeling about Unreal Engine 5 and performance. Here's another YouTuber, much larger than myself, like 10 times the size, saying the same fucking thing.
Let's talk about Unreal Engine 5 and what's going to be happening with that. Honestly, I've hated UE5, I've hated Unreal for a very, very long time. If you watch any of my PC port reviews, you will see why. It is a stuttering mess of an actual engine, and every time a game is played on that thing, it stutters non-stop. And my biggest concern isn't just the fact that it's going to look exactly like every other Unreal Engine 5 game does, but it is going to have major performance issues across the board, especially if they do anything in the open world. And we've seen that happen with so many other games.
So say what you want about me shitting on Unreal Engine 5, here is a person who literally does PC port reviews saying the same fucking thing. So it's not like it's just me, some like 12k sub slop commentary channel saying this shit. That's literally a guy who does PC port reviews saying the exact same thing as I'm saying. Here's Fratanga Plays saying UE5 runs like dog shit 2 years ago, 2 years later, same case. And here's Fratanga Plays saying UE5 is what is holding the video game industry back, and I fucking agree. Now, once hardware advances, I think it'll be able to handle Unreal Engine 5 perfectly fine, and these games will actually become really fun to play because they'll perform well, but our current hardware is just not set out for Unreal Engine 5. So I don't know how long down the road this Halo game is gonna take to come out, but I'm hoping it's at least another 4 years so hardware can actually catch up to the fucking engine. Alright, now that I've took a fat steamy shit all over Unreal Engine 5, let's talk about the actual Halo trailer, man. So, I can admit, when they showed off this game, the environments and the terrain and everything looked gorgeous. Kind of like a lot of Unreal Engine 5 games, which is kind of the problem. They all look good but perform like shit. But Master Chief himself just looked like shit. I don't know, he just looks rubbery. I know this is a nitpick, and as long as the gameplay is good, I can overlook this. I just had to point it out. And I find Unreal Engine games all have this, like, way too realistic look to it. Like, I much prefer the older look of Halo, the more gritty and, you know, dark atmosphere. I really hate how tons of modern games try to look ultra realistic and they're all focusing on fucking graphics. Like, just make a nice art style. Halo Reach is an old ass game but still looks beautiful to this day. Borderlands 2 is a great example of this. It came out in 2012 but still holds up because of its unique art style. But this trailer, it just feels like they're focusing on graphics more than anything else, like trying to wow people by graphics. Graphics can suck my ass. They don't mean shit to me. They can literally eat it.
Shut the fuck up and eat it! Eat it!
Believe it or not, Halo Infinite ran fine. It looked fine. The mechanics were fine. Everything about it was good. The problem was, it just did not have enough content. If you guys really wanted to impress people, you should have came out and said, our next Halo game will have the most amount of content on launch ever. The most maps, the most modes, we're going to bring back Forge. Split screen will be in the game on launch. We're not going to do this lazy ass battle pass monetization scheme again and put useless shit in the battle pass. But instead you come out with this trailer trying to look ultra realistic like almost every other fucking game nowadays, and you try to change like the name of the studio as if that's going to change any of the core problems with the Halo franchise. I don't know, man. It's just... I hope the next Halo game is good. I hope I'm wrong. I genuinely hope I can come back to this video and say, I was wrong, what was I thinking? But I don't think it's going to happen. If Halo Infinite had come out with the amount of content that Halo Reach had at launch, it came out with all the features, and the devs didn't make like one map every 6 months, then the game would have did pretty well. I'm not going to lie, the game was fucking fun. There just wasn't enough of it when you're competing with so many other live service games nowadays. Also, I remember a lot of devs on Twitter, I remember seeing a whole video on this, were making excuses not to work on maps by saying there's a war going on in the world and you want me to work, some situation like that. Fire those fucking people. I know this may sound harsh and it may sound like a video where I'm just hating, but the truth is, I want this next Halo game to be better than ever. I want Halo to come back to its glory days. But, like, seeing shit like this does not give me hope that that will ever happen again. The truth is, Halo was the first-person shooter I ever played, and it became my favorite gaming genre of all time. Halo Reach will go down as one of my favorite games ever created. Halo 3 multiplayer was a genuine masterpiece, and I would love to see something like that released again. So I'm not making this video just to shit on something for the sake of shitting on it. I'm making this video to just air my concerns. I'm not saying definitively that this is going to be a pile of shit when it comes out, this next Halo game. I'm making this video to say that I'm very cautiously optimistic, and these are huge red flags to me. Alright, peace. Also, this Doom gameplay was top fucking tier and you can't deny it.